It's time for NFL Daily. Tonight, we've got highlights from a wild weekend. The Lions kept their playoff hopes alive against the lowly Bears. The Chiefs took control of the AFC West. Phillip Rivers came back to earth, and the Kansas City faithful can breathe a sigh of relief. The Vikings rule the North. Minnesota won their division today as the Bengals search for new leadership within their organization. And the Panthers spoiled Aaron Rodgers' return. Carolina is setting up to be a scary playoff team. The Bills are alive. They took down smoking Jay Cutler and the Dolphins. However, the Bills don't control their playoff destiny just yet. And ho, 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 St. Nick brought the Eagles to victory today. Philadelphia clinched a first-round bye. Now they aim for home field advantage throughout the NFC playoffs. The Jaguars did something they haven't accomplished in 10 years. Clinch a playoff berth. They did it today. All that plus your late game highlights featuring Steelers and Patriots. It's NFL Daily. Let's get it.
Did you know that ticket prices can actually go down right before the game? That's where Game Time comes in. Game Time tracks ticket prices in real time from thousands of trusted sellers, then shows you all the best deals. So we can get tickets at the last minute for up to 60% off. Download Game Time now.
Hey folks, welcome into NFL Daily on this Sunday evening. We're recapping a wild Week 15. Cam Rogers and Tom Downey coming at you from Chat Sports Facebook Live. Tom, skipping the long intro here, we're going right into these highlights of Patriots and Steelers because it was a big one.
Oh, what a fantastic game here. Went all the way down to the wire and was very controversial as well. Let's get now to those highlights. Ryan Shazier was back at home there in attendance after going through spinal surgery just a week ago. Waving the terrible towel, so a good sight there. But it's New England that strikes first. Rex Burkhead from a yard out gets into the end zone to score his 5th of the year. But Big Ben and co would respond. Eli Rodgers up the middle into the end zone for the score. All right, now we're tied up at 7 here. After a Patriots punt, Steelers trying to increase their lead. Big Ben trying to find Antonio Brown. Can't haul it in. And then making matters worse for Browns, he is down on that play, grabbing his ankle. He would leave the game, would not return. The last update was that he was actually at the hospital getting that ankle checked out. But then, one guy goes down, another guy steps up. Martavis Bryant, the beautiful one-handed snag for the touchdown. Show it to you again. Nice touch pass from Big Ben. A better catch from Martavis Bryant. Tom Brady and the Patriots would respond to start the second half. Brandon Cooks caps off a 12-play, 75-yard drive with a 4-yard score. Pats, though, missed the PAT. Then Vince Williams, the deflected pass, grabs it, kind of hits it to himself there, takes it all the way back down to the 22-yard line. Big play for Steelers D. That sets up Lev Bell into the end zone for the score. Steelers up 8 now. But Tom Brady takes his team right back down the field under 2 minutes. Dion Lewis into the end zone for the score. Patriots retake the lead with under a minute left. So 27-24. 1st and 10, Juju Smith-Schuster. A simple crossing route, and then he's got blockers and space down the sideline. Takes it all the way down for a gain of 69 yards to 10. Steelers could retake the lead with seconds left, and it looks like they do. Big Ben to Jesse James for what's the go-ahead likely game-winning touchdown, but it's reviewed, and they say he didn't maintain possession. So the touchdown is taken off the board, doesn't count. Steelers have to go for it again. 2nd down. Big Ben here with about under 30 seconds left. They are going to check it down to Lev Bell. Now, Lev Bell is not able to get around on this check down here. Pressure was coming from Big Ben, rolls out, finds his man. Bell taken down at about the 8-yard line, so Steelers going to hustle to the line of scrimmage here. What do you do, Cam?
Pull the old Dan Marino.
No, you just spike the ball or you throw it away. The Steelers, though, they're going to try and do what they did against the Cowboys a while ago. They go for the fake spike. Big Ben tries to go to Martavis Bryant. He's not open, and then he forces it. It's deflected, and Duron Harmon comes away with the interception. The Steelers come up inches short. The Patriots win 27-24. What a fantastic finish, Cam.
Game of the year in the NFL, Tom. 2 teams equating to the class of the AFC. Patriots and Steelers in Pittsburgh. The terrible towel. Tom Brady and his historic success against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Tom, the Steelers had the game plan to beat Tom Brady today. They did man coverage on the outside, and in terms of the stats, the Steelers do man coverage the least amount in the NFL. They changed their game plan in this one against Tom Brady. They went man-to-man. They went against these wide receivers that can get roughed up a bit if you're physical with them. And it looked like the Steelers were on their way to an amazing victory. But Dez Bryant 2.0 happened.
So, folks, we want to get your guys' comments here. Did the Steelers get robbed? Cam, what do you make of this?
They did not.
Okay.
It's the rule. It's exactly what happened. And I tweeted out just recently. If Jesse James caught that ball at the 5-yard line and then eventually became a runner and crossed the goal line, it would have been a touchdown. But in this instance, he's in the process of the catch, Tom. Mm-hmm. And in that language, you are not quite a runner yet. So in that vein, you have to complete that process. And then when you do, it is a touchdown. But the ball falls onto the ground in a sense, it joggles around, and it's Dez Bryant 2.0. So Pittsburgh Steelers fans out there, as passionate as they are going to feel like they got robbed in this game. Dallas Cowboys fans out there can probably be that shoulder that's the Pittsburgh Steelers fans can rest on, if you will, because of this whole situation, because of this ruling. And you could also make an argument here. At the end of the game, Tommy mentioned it. Yeah, maybe Ben Roethlisberger should have spiked the ball, but in that instance, it would have been 4th and goal. And so you would have had to kick the field goal there, tie the game, and then go into overtime. Mike Tomlin, as aggressive as he is, historically goes for 2-point conversions at really weird times in a game, was very aggressive on this play. And then when Ben Roethlisberger took that snap and did the fake spike, he essentially got rattled where he felt like he had to throw the ball because the clock was running. If he didn't throw the ball, he got sacked or something, the game's over. So he had to take a shot there.
I will point to this way. If Dez caught it, so did Jesse James. Dez should have caught it. We just mentioned that we didn't have an update for you on Antonio Brown. Now we do, folks. Antonio Brown has a partially torn calf muscle.
Wow.
Now, with that said, that's bad news, Pittsburgh. Here's the good news, though. Antonio Brown, though, is actually expected back for the playoffs.
Okay.
So it's not a severe tear of the calf muscle. It's a very minor one. So that's your breaking news, muscle. Antonio Brown, a partially torn calf muscle, but he is supposed to be back in time for the playoffs. So bad news right there. Good news about Antonio Brown, expected to be back for the postseason, though. If the Steelers didn't have him, that was going to be a huge loss.
A very interesting sequence in that game. Brown was questionable during that game, and then people were wondering, okay, will we come back out to play for the Steelers against these Patriots? Then all of a sudden we get an update that he has been taken to the hospital. So something escalated really quickly where they were testing out that calf, and they found something out, and took him to the hospital, and it looks like it's pretty relatively serious. I mean, he's going to miss some time here, and I think the Steelers will get a bye, barring a collapse, and the Jaguars surpass them. Remember, Tom, the Jags have that tiebreaker against the Steelers.
Yes.
So that's something that Steelers fans should remember. Don't just sell off and say that you guys are going to get the number 2 seed.
The magic number is I think 2 now for Pittsburgh. So there is 1. So they're still in pretty good shape, but it's not. Or it's 2. So they're in decent shape, but they don't want to finish with a tie. That's the big thing there.
Right.
So they got to win one more game.
So there's the breaking news with Antonio Brown. Of course, folks, we will keep you updated throughout the show as we see fit. Cam Rogers coming at you with Tom Downey here on NFL Daily. Chat Sports Facebook Live. Tom, a wild game in Pittsburgh. It was so wild, we're doing it again.
Yeah, if you missed it, here are the highlights from that fantastic finish. Patriots Steelers, we start. Ryan Shazier in attendance, a good sign for him coming off that spinal surgery. That's a good promising sign for his future health. Patriots, though, strike first. Rex Burkhead punches it in from a yard out, his 5th of the year. Patriots up 7-0. But Big Ben and co respond. Eli Rogers into the end zone for his first TD of the season. We're tied up at 7. After a Patriots punt, the Steelers trying to increase their lead. Big Ben tries to find Antonio Brown. He can't reel it in. He goes down with what we now know is a partially torn calf muscle. He is, though, expected back for the postseason. Likely won't play next week for the Steelers. When one guy goes down, another one has to step up, and that guy is Martavis Bryant. The beautiful one-handed catch here. We'll show it to you again. Nice touch pass from Big Ben, but a better grab by Bryant, who had his left hand not really being able to be used there because it was tied up with a defender. Tom Brady, though, Patriots respond. Brady to Brandon Cooks caps off a 75-yard drive, a 4-yard score. 17-16, now your score. Brady, though, intercepted here by Vince Williams, tips the ball to himself, takes it back to the 22-yard line. That sets up the Steelers for this Le'Veon Bell 3-yard score. The Steelers up by 8 now. 24-19, a minute left after Brady marched his team down the field. Dion Lewis is there for the score. Patriots take the lead with under a minute left. 1st and 10, 52 seconds. It's a simple drag route to Juju Smith-Schuster. He gets a block, uses his speed, weaves and dodges his way all the way to the 10-yard line. Pittsburgh on the verge perhaps of taking the lead, and Big Ben finds Jesse James, the tight end, what's called a touchdown. Cam, the Steelers are going to win this game, right?
It's over.
That's what it looked like. Well, it's reviewed and overturned. The ball hit the goal line, or hit the ground as it was crossing the goal line. Just like Des Bryant, it's ruled incomplete. So Pittsburgh has to do it again now. 2nd and goal, 28 seconds left. Big Ben will check it down to Lev Bell after the pressure almost gets to him. Bell, though, gets knocked out. It's a different receiver. That's Darius Hayward-Big, excuse me. So Steelers now got to hurry up and clock the ball. Right, Cam? They got to spike it.
Do they?
Right? No. Pittsburgh goes a different route. They will do the fake spike. Big Ben tries to find Martavis Bryant, and it's deflected and picked off by Duron Harmon. And that's how this game in reality ends. The Patriots escape with a 27-24 win and what is one of the best football games we've had all year long.
The game of the year, Tom, the Patriots 11-3, Steelers 11-3. Patriots control their own destiny for the #1 overall seed in the AFC. They take on the Buffalo Bills at home this coming week, week 16, if you will. The Steelers, meanwhile, they have a couple of cupcake games themselves, but the Patriots now are in control in a game where the Patriots seemed like they weren't going to come away with this victory, especially after that late touchdown by the Steelers and really a fantastic, gritty performance for the New England Patriots in this game. So with that, the Pittsburgh Steelers are now dealing with the adversity of losing such a tough game against the Patriots, and couple that with the breaking news surrounding Antonio Brown partially tearing his calf. Won't have the services of Brown until the postseason. What that means is, I guess we are assuming that the Steelers get a bye week in the AFC, but don't count out the Jaguars just yet. But the breaking news surrounding Antonio Brown, it's almost like the Patriots losing Rob Gronkowski for some time. He's a big part of that offense for the Steelers. Gronk a big part of that offense for the Patriots.
Yeah, we'll discuss more Antonio Brown. His regular season is over. The Steelers think and hope he'll be back, though, for the postseason. A big boost there. That's not the only game we had today, though, Cam.
No, it was
or
not.
yesterday.
Believe it or not, no. And yes, the beauty of late NFL season is you get some Saturday games, and we had a couple of them.
More football to watch.
More football to watch, indeed. Bowl season is here in college football, but the NFL had a couple of games on Saturday. Let's go to Detroit, where the Chicago Bears took on the Detroit Lions in the 4 o'clock window. Second quarter we go, 3rd and 10 situation here. Stafford launches it deep downfield on that 3rd and 18 to be exact, and this is going to be Marvin Jones who comes down with an unbelievable grab. That'll be in boom, I have a feeling. Then Stafford gonna fire to TJ Jones, who's in for the score. Lions looking good early. Lions lead 13-3. This is going to be a pass down the field that is intercepted. Now 3rd and goal situation. That's Eric Ebron with the touchdown. Lions continue to roll. 4th quarter now. Trubisky gonna get taken down. Or actually, that was the 3rd quarter. Taken down there. And then Trubisky in the 4th on 2nd and goal. Benny Cunningham gonna take it into the end zone. And Chicago trying to make this competitive. Late 4th quarter, Trubisky intercepted there. And the Detroit Lions are playing in a game that they had to have. They got it 20-10, 8-6 now on the campaign. Bears 4-10.
All right, we'll keep it rolling there with those Saturday highlights. Over to Chargers and the Chiefs. We start in the 2nd quarter. It's 3-0 right now. Note to NFL teams: Tyreek Hill is really fast. Maybe don't leave him one-on-one. He burns his man for the 64-yard TD. 10-0 Chiefs. Chargers, though, don't quit. Just before the 2-minute warning, there is Melvin Gordon for the score, 10-6 at the half. And then Rivers hooks up with his own friend Antonio Gates in LA. They lead 13-10 now, but here come the Chiefs in the third. Alex Smith will roll out, will eventually flick one to Kareem Hunt. Chiefs back on top, 17-13. Then on the next drive, the turnovers start to plague Phillip Rivers here. Tries to go downfield, but it's picked off by Marcus Peters. And Peters will dip, dodge, duck, dive, and dodge his way all the way back to about inside the 10-yard line. Leads to a field goal. That makes it 20-13 Chiefs. More turnovers now for LA. Austin Eckler will fumble the ball here on a play that actually breaks his hand and ends his season. Chiefs take over, get another field goal, 23-13. 4th and 2 now. Rivers picked off again, this time by Ron Parker, also picked up that Eckler fumble, kind of adding some more salt in the wound there. Then Kareem Hunt plunges in on 3rd down to extend the Chiefs' lead to 30-13. And then just to rub it in here, Marcus Peters picks off Phillip Rivers one more time to ice the game. Final score is 30-13, a huge win for the Chiefs as they take control of the AFC West. And folks, we'll show you the AFC playoff picture later on in today's show.
All right, so the Chiefs control their destiny in the AFC West right now, regardless of what the Raiders do tonight. But for Kansas City here, they're such a Jekyll and Hyde team, Tom. If I'm talking about long-term kind of analysis here with Kansas City, I don't trust them at all in the postseason. You know, you've seen good games from them, you've seen bad games from them, good stretches, bad stretches, etc. The LA Chargers at 7-7, you gotta give them some credit on what was a good stretch, but it doesn't look like they're gonna get to the playoffs, losing this one 30-13. All right, let's go out to Minnesota here. Bengals taking on the Vikings.
This was bad for the Bengals.
This one was pretty gross. We'll start off with Latavius Murray opening up the scoring with a 1-yard score. And then Eric Kendricks gets into the party with the pick 6. He's going to take it all the way. Yes, sir. Quite a return there by Kendricks. Dalton was not good at all in this one. Case Keenum here, it's 17-0 at this point. Fires downfield to Stephon Diggs out of University of Maryland. Thank you very much. And then the ageless one, Terrence Newman, going to pick off Andy Dalton, his old quarterback, if you will. Vikings are up 27-0 at that point, too. Case Keenum going to throw a touchdown pass to Kyle Rudolph, who went into this game doubtful, then questionable, then active. And he was active on that play there with a nice touchdown. And then a beautiful moment here, Teddy Bridgewater in for the first time since his gruesome injury back in 2006. Did actually throw an interception in that game, but it didn't matter at all, Tom. This was a sentimental moment for everybody. Hey, how about Case Keenum even celebrating that one? The Vikings went on to destroy Cincinnati. The Bengals are at 5-9, Vikings 11-3. The Vikings have clinched the NFC North. The Cincinnati Bengals, I said it in my cold open, are searching for new leadership because it looks like Marvin Lewis is gone.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to leave the team. Leave the team. I think he'll be fired anyway.
Yeah.
Embarrassing effort there for the Bengals. We'll talk more on future NFL dailies. Like the page, NFL by Chat Sports. You're notified when we go live. We'll have some potential candidates for the Bengals to hire at Marvin Lewis.
I'll talk about him tomorrow, too.
Ooh, nice. Nice plug there for the Cam Rogers Show on Chat Sports. All right, let's keep it rolling here. Packers, Panthers. Aaron Rodgers is back, making his return from that collarbone injury. And his first pass today goes to Devontae Adams. 12 yards, first down. Welcome back, Mr. Rodgers. But it would be Cam Newton, the Panthers, who strike first. He finds Christian McCaffrey. 7-yard score. Carolina goes up. Aaron Rodgers, though, responds with a TD of his own back to Devontae Adams. And we're now tied up at 7. Wasn't all fun and games, though, for the Packers quarterback trying to go deep on 2nd and 5. Darryl Worley is right there to intercept it. Panthers take over. Not a good throw by Rodgers. Before the half, Rodgers under pressure. It rolls out, eventually throws as he's falling to the ground. One-handed grab by Randall Cobb, who then breaks 2 pairs of ankles and leaps into the end zone for the score. 33 yards. Packers up 14-10. Third quarter now, Cam Newton leading the charge. He and Greg Olsen were on fire today. That's a touchdown there for 30 yards. Carolina goes back up on top. And another Aaron Rodgers pick with the Panthers involved in the red zone. Check this out. Cam Newton back of the end zone finds Demiri Bird, initially called incomplete. We'll give you a look at another angle. Cam, we've had the butt fumble. There's the butt catch.
You got to love it. They're in. Both cheeks are in.
Both cheeks are in. Touchdown, Panthers. Next drive for the Packers, Rodgers unable to shake off the rust. Another interception. James Bradbury on the underthrown pass. Rodgers' 3rd pick of the day. And then in the 4th, Cam Newton seals the deal. He goes back to Bird because apparently why not? Packers had a shot late in this game, but it wasn't enough. Carolina's defense holds on They win 31-24. Now, Cam.
Yep.
We had the breaking news with Antonio Brown.
Yep.
We have more breaking news for you.
I just saw it on my phone. I was going to say something.
Yeah, Panthers owner Jerry Richardson will sell the team after the recent allegations and the investigation into his workplace misconduct.
Yeah, there was a Sports Illustrated piece today that was pretty damning for Jerry Richardson, and the allegations are pretty darn bad. And when you're in that kind of situation, it's time to move along, and it looks like Jerry Richardson understands that. I'm sure his inner circle came up to him and said, are these true? Are these allegations true? And maybe he said, well, they kind of are.
So it was both racial inappropriate actions and then also sexist actions.
Yeah,
so he is going to sell the team. New ownership coming in for Carolina in the near future.
All right, and Carolina with a big victory today. Folks, it's NFL Daily here on Chat Sports. Facebook Live, Cam Rogers coming at you with Tom Downey. We are recapping Week 15 presented by Game Time. Get up to 60% off all those last-minute concert tickets, theater tickets, and sporting events. Head on to chatsports.com/tickets. Tom, if you want to see a wild game like Pittsburgh and New England, use that Game Time app, right?
Free hint, folks. Get the tickets at the last possible second. That's when they drop. Game Time tracks their ticket prices in real time from thousands of trusted sellers. You're going to get the best deal out there. They guarantee it. 5
stars. It speaks for themselves, ladies and gentlemen. Game Time, supporting NFL Daily here today. Let's move along in our highlights here. Dolphins and Buffalo Bills, a couple of AFC East rivals going at it in Orchard Park. We'll start here with a LaShawn McCoy touchdown. First opening drive TD in 19 games for the Buffalo Bills. 7-6 at this point. LaShawn McCoy with another touchdown, this time through the air from Tyrod Taylor. Buffalo looked pretty darn good at the beginning of this game. And then Tyrod Taylor, or excuse me, this is going to be Jay Cutler who gets picked off here. And this is Jordan Poyer, or this is actually Sharice Wright, who almost fumbles the ball on the return.
This was almost in bruh. It was almost in bruh.
Almost made it.
But he recovered it, so it didn't go in.
Almost made the cut. And then Kenyon Drake goes in for 6. He actually had a really good game, overshadowed by Jay Cutler and being really bad. All right, onside kick situation here for Miami, and the Dolphins actually get it, Tom.
It's successful in the sense that the Bills were worse.
And then Cutler, hey, right on cue. Inner Cam Rogers in backyard football, intercepted under pressure. The Miami Dolphins do their typical Miami Dolphins thing when they are in contention at the beginning, and then they're not, and there they are at 6-8. The Bills are 8-6 inside the playoff picture, but they don't control their playoff destiny. They need help from Baltimore to get in, but the Bills took care of business today.
8-6. I do think Buffalo's in good shape if they find a way to win out, because the Titans, we'll get to those highlights later in the show, Titans ain't looking too great right now, Cam.
Yeah, I mean, they did not look good at all. We'll get to that highlight later, but another team that did not look good, the Seahawks, Tom. This is laughable.
Don't insult the phrase not good by comparing it to what we saw out of Seattle in this one. We'll get to this game here. Seahawks and the Rams, and Seattle on their first drive of the game. Russell Wilson throws on, and it's completed, but it's incomplete, and then there's a fumble. There's all kinds of chaos there for Seattle. It was not a good day for Seattle. 6 minutes to go in the first. Rams up by 6. We're on 1st and goal, and the handoff to this guy, Todd Gurley, punches in for the score. Rams up 13-0 now in the second. Goff will take the fake handoff, throws it. It's deflected and then caught by a Seahawks defender. Big play there. Rams get the ball back, and we're on 1st and goal, and it's another one for Todd Gurley. Touchdown Rams here. Seahawks trying to get something done. Russell Wilson drops the football, and it's recovered by the Rams. It was not his day at all in this one. 20-0 now. The Rams still in the lead. Goff, Robert Woods, touchdown. They are on fire right now. Seahawks 1st and 10. This will be in bruh, folks. Wilson under pressure, rolls away from it, still rolling, and throws it backward, and it's a fumble, and Seattle ends up losing 23 yards on that play. 3rd and 20. It's a give to Todd Gurley, and he's gone.
It's a sign that you've given up.
Untouched for Todd Gurley into the end zone. Rams up 34-0 here. And then again to the third, Goff, the short pass to Todd Gurley into the end zone for the score. Gurley, 4 touchdowns in this one. Hey, at least a positive highlight for your Seattle, because we know you need one. Wilson to Luke Wilson. Rams win 42-7. They embarrass Seattle.
This was a stunner. Now, I had the Rams winning this game, Tom. I actually made a late switch in my picks because I heard of the news of Bobby Wagner being banged up, even though he was active, and KJ Wright being out. The Seahawks were going to be vulnerable in the middle part of that defense. They were vulnerable everywhere in that game. The Rams, with a very convincing victory, they are in fantastic shape to win the NFC West, host a playoff game in LA, and fill up half the stadium. Because that's what they do in LA. Nobody goes to
Seattle at 8-6 now. I think they're in pretty tenuous spot there in the playoff picture. We'll get now to the playoff picture here. Here's where things currently stand in the NFC. You see 3 different 10-4 teams. The Rams beat the Saints head-to-head. The Saints beat the Panthers head-to-head. That's very simple there. Atlanta 8-5. They are in they remain in the wild card spot for now. Again, they play on Monday night. That'll impact their seeding. The Packers are still technically alive at 7-7.
But
if the Falcons win, they out. It's not looking great right now for Green Bay. Their chance is like 0.1% or something. Like
very
they
slim.
need an unbelievable amount of stuff to happen. So the Packers basically out. The Cowboys got help this week with the Rams beating Seattle, Carolina winning. And if the Falcons lose, that could really help the Cowboys. The Detroit Lions, by the way, Cam, don't count them out quite yet. 8-6. And with an easy schedule, I'm not counting them out of the playoff race quite yet.
Look, the Lions can't run the football, but they can sure as heck pass it down the field with Marvin
can.
Jones and Golden Tate. I don't think they make any noise in the playoffs if they get there, but they have a good chance to certainly do that. All right, let's go out to Landover, Maryland. Cardinals at Redskins, a meaningless game really for playoff implications. But a good performance here as we go to the first drive of the game for Arizona. Blaine Gabbert dropping back. It is hammered by Anthony Liner. Preston Smith recovers but can't get into the end zone. 2 plays later, Kirk Cousins hits Jamison Crowder, and the Skins are on the board first. This was a tight one all game. Second quarter now. Redskins with the beautiful double fake, and then Cousins sneaks it out to Capri Bibbs on the screen, and he takes it the rest of the way. Skins up 14-3 at that point. 2 minutes left in the half. Cardinals in the red zone, but Blaine Gabbert's pass is intercepted by Preston Smith. 14-6 at that point, and the Cardinals were threatening to score there. Next play for Washington, it's Cousins to Vernon Davis. The Terp fumbles. Tramon Williams recovers it. They'd get a field goal from there. Nice recovery by Tramon Williams. Third quarter now. Skins up by 2 on 2nd and 6. Cousins drops back and finds Samaje Perine out of the backfield, sneaking it out into the flat. He picks up 23 yards and the first down. Later on the drive, Cousins throwing again, this time to a wide-open Jamison Crowder for 24 yards. Washington would get another field goal, and their defense would hold Arizona to 15 points as the Redskins win 20-15. Washington and Arizona both already eliminated from the playoffs, but good to see the Redskins still playing hard for Jay Gruden.
Look, the Redskins aren't going to make it. The Cardinals aren't going to make it. This was, frankly, one of the least important games this week in the NFL, but it was kind of good. I mean, there was stuff happening.
Let's go down.
Let's just move on.
Football happened.
This was not a game to spend much time on. Let's talk about games that matter for the playoff race.
This was a big one, Tom.
Like Eagles-Giants.
Yes.
This actually ended up being a fantastic game. Maybe not what we expected here. We start here, Eagles-Giants. Orleans Darkwa opens up the scoring from 2 yards out, gets into the end zone for the score. Eagles, though, respond because the Giants missed that extra point. Remember that, by the way, folks. Nick Foles all day. Alshon Jeffrey touchdown. Nice grab from Jeffrey. Eagles take that lead back. Then it's Eli Manning to Tavares King. Look, the Giants, a bunch of injuries at wide receiver. King step up with a nice route there, broke the corner's ankles. And then look at this. Manning finds Sterling Shepard on a simple check down route. And then Sterling Shepard, folks, is gone. He uses his speed, breaks some tackles all the way into the end zone for the score. Giants extend that lead. Could an upset be brewing here?
I smelled it for a bit.
20-17 in the second quarter. Nick Foles to Zach Ertz for the score. Eagles cut in that lead. Go to the different tight end now. Foles to Trey Burton for the score. And the family kind of celebrates. They gather around the fire. The football spinning is far. Good spin there by Trey Burton. Nicely done there by the Eagles. Nelson Aguilar, now it's 24-23. He gets a touchdown. Eagles go up by 8. But once again for the Giants, if it worked twice, or if it worked once, do it a second time. Tavares King on a slant route, and there he goes. Gets it down inside the 10 and makes a guy miss and leaps for the touchdown. A beautiful effort by Tavares King. Giants down 5, 47 seconds, 4th and goal. Manning for the win? No. And the Eagles survive without Carson Wentz. 34-29 is the final. Nick Foles looked pretty good.
Ho, 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 St. Nick came to play. 4 touchdowns for him. Not much support in the ground game in this one. Philadelphia battled a lot of adversity against the Giants in the Meadowlands. Really was impressed with the way in which they played today, Tom. They have clinched a first-round bye. Now they are looking for home field advantage.
This is great shape for Philadelphia. Nick Foles played the way maybe we expected him to, maybe with more touchdowns.
Yes.
The completion, the yards, the completion percentage was fine. It is against the Giants. I'm actually a little concerned by how the Eagles' defense played. Eli Manning threw for 434 yards. That's actually giving me a little bit of concern there.
Yeah, Eli wasn't pressured as much as I thought he would be. And, you know, the Eagles sport one of the better four-man defensive lines in the NFL. Not too much pressure, but a victory nonetheless, and very important for the Eagles in their deep, deep playoff hopes. All right, so Eagles with that victory. Let's go out to Cleveland. The Baltimore Ravens battled the winless Browns. Could the Browns get a victory? I'm telling you, as a Ravens fan, there were some anxious moments in this one. DeShone Kizer, though, throwing downfield. He's going to get intercepted by Eric Weddle, and the veteran Weddle takes it deep into Cleveland territory. Nice play there. That would set up Mr. Alex Collins to get stuffed on 4th and goal. The Ravens were up 3-0 at that point. And then Browns deep in their own territory. Well, Isaiah Crowell helps that big-time run for him. 40-yard line he goes just about. And then this would be Mr. Duke Johnson heading into the end zone for the score. Browns are leading at this point. And
Upset?
Yeah, right. Joe Flacco takes it in on a 3rd and goal. He did a lot of that at Delaware. Nice job there by Flacco. Then DeShone Kizer under pressure. Kizer flips it. And Duke Johnson gets it and then fumbles the football because he remembers he's a Cleveland Brown player. Okay, 10-7 at this point. Flacco with time. Flacco fires downfield. That's Mr. Benjamin Watson, and the grizzled veteran takes it into the end zone. Nominee for Man of the Year, by the way. And then Kizer strip sacked in the end zone. Fantastic blocking indeed, sarcastically, as the Ravens score on that play. 27-10 at this point, 3rd and 5. Kizer rolling, Kizer looking, doing his typical Kizer. Intercepted in the end zone. The Ravens went on to win, Tom.
He's so focused on making the big play, he forgets about the play that's right in front of him, the smart play and throwing it away. Browns 0-14, they might not win a game. Maybe they start running the ball more. Just like Corral, 5 for 72. Maybe give more than 5. Just a thought there.
Bit of a fluky run there, though. That kind of helped his
average.
Average.
Totally, but still.
So, yeah, the Browns are 0-14 now. They are facing an 0-16 campaign. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, Tom, real quick, thoughts on them?
I think they're going to make the playoffs.
Okay.
And then they're not going to do much in the postseason.
All right. You're lucky I said quick thought.
Yeah.
Okay, we on NFL Daily are presented by Game Time. Get up to 60% off all those last-minute tickets. Emphasis on last minute, folks. If you wait longer, you get them cheaper. And if you want to go to some big-time games like Patriots and Steelers, Game Time is the way to go. Chatsports.com/tickets.
It is the best ticketing app out there. The reviews speak for themselves. 5 stars in both the iOS and the Play Store. Check it out at chatsports.com/tickets.
All right, so Patriots and Steelers did battle in the big ketchup bottle. Tom, this was the game of the year, no doubt.
Yeah, we showed this to you at the top of the show. We're going to show it to you again here in the middle before we get to the AFC playoff picture. There's Ryan Shazier in attendance, but the Patriots strike first. Rex Burkhead punches it in from a yard out, his 5th score of the year. New England up 7-0. Ben Roethlisberger and co. would respond. Eli Rogers, his first TD of the year, were tied up at 7. After a Patriots punt, Steelers try to increase their lead. Big Ben goes to Antonio Brown, who cannot haul it in. He stays down on the play, grabbing his ankle, now being reported as a partially torn calf muscle. Steelers, though, think he'll be back for the postseason.
Very important.
Which would be a huge boost for them with the way Brown has played and a huge factor in that offense. All right, and then it's Martavis Bryant subbing in for the injured Antonio Brown. And look at this catch by Martavis Bryant. One-handed grab, left hand unusual because it's being tied up. Great catch there by Bryant. Brady, though, respond. He finds Brandon Cooks for the score. Pats, though, missed the PAT, 16-17. Next drive for New England, Brady on 3rd and 2 under pressure. Vince Williams with the interception. He takes it back to about the 23-yard line. That sets the Steelers up for a Le'Veon Bell 3-yard score. Steelers up 8. All right, 4th quarter. Patriots down 5 with a minute to go. Dion Lewis up the gut after a great Tom Brady drive. The Patriots take the lead. But 1st and 10, 27-24. Big Ben checks it down to Juju Smith-Schuster, and then Schuster's off to the races. He will weave his way through, takes it down to about the 10-yard line. A huge gain for the Steelers. They call timeout. Next play, Big Ben gets some pressure in his face, and finds Jesse James touchdown. Right, Cam? The Steelers are going to win the game. They win.
Let's call Des Bryant first.
Yeah, it's the same thing as Des Bryant. The ball hits the ground. It's incomplete as James is extending across the goal line. It's overturned, so it's still 27-24. The Steelers got to do it again now. 28 seconds left, 2nd and goal. Big Ben in the shotgun. He will check it down to Darius Hayward-Bay after the pressure comes to him. Hayward-Bay cannot get out of bounds. The Steelers now hurry into the line of scrimmage. Big Ben calling for the spike. He's going to spike it, right, Cam?
Or is he?
Yeah, Big Ben never does the spike here near the red zone. Trying to pull out the Antonio Brown Cowboys play from last year. Big Ben will do the fake spike, try to go to Martavis Bryant, not open, forces it, and it's picked off by Duron Harmon. And that's how this game ends. The Patriots 27, the Steelers 24. What a game.
Unbelievable duel between these two.
Fantastic.
The class of the AFC, the hype, the build-up, the anticipation going into this game. A lot of media were there doing their pregame at Heinz Field. Unbelievable ending to the Patriots now control their own destiny for the #1 overall seed in the AFC. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh, they're in good shape to get a bye, but they're not going to have home field advantage, and that could mean
Unless
a
the
lot.
Patriots collapse somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. And that could mean a lot, Tom, in terms of the Patriots having to go potentially to Gillette Stadium in the AFC Championship game as we take a look at the current AFC playoff picture. Here's where we stand, folks. All right, so the Raiders play in a few minutes against the Dallas Cowboys. We'll figure that out later. But the Patriots have clinched a division title. They have won the AFC East. They are the #1 team right now. Pittsburgh, the #2 team, because, of course, they lose that head-to-head to New England. Jacksonville has clinched a playoff spot. They have not clinched the AFC South. So we don't know yet if Jacksonville will have a home game, although they look pretty darn good to do so. Meanwhile, Kansas City beating LA yesterday, the #4 seed as we stand. Tennessee lost today. They are looking like a fraud team. They might actually lose out. Buffalo won today. They are inside the playoff picture. Then you have the Ravens, etc.
All right, so here's you see the 3 8-6 teams. Obviously, the Chiefs are leading their division. That's why they're in the 4 seed. For the 8-6 teams here, here's what happens with the Ravens, Titans, and Bills. The Titans are 8-6 because they have the tiebreaker win over Buffalo and Baltimore, and the Bills have the tiebreaker over Baltimore based on strength of victory.
Correct. All right, so that's where we stand right now in the AFC playoff picture. What is the best team in the NFL right now? All right, I mean, there's going to be some shakeup in the power rankings, you would think. And with the Eagles winning, with Nick Foles, maybe the Eagles will go back up to #1. Maybe New England will rise again. Pittsburgh was #1 in many people's power rankings a week ago. So throw in your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. Who's the best team in the National Football League, Tom? I'll ask you.
I guess we'll go with the Patriots, even though it pains me deeply to say that. I had the Steelers last week. I think that this is what we're here now. The Patriots in a thrilling game. Should have maybe not won, but it is what it is.
By the way, the breaking news coming out of that game between New England and Pittsburgh, you see it at the top of your screen there. Antonio Brown with a partially torn calf may not have the services of Brown until the playoffs. So the Steelers really want that bye week now. Okay, let's go out to New Orleans. The Saints taking on the Jets. The Saints trying to keep winning here so they can stay ahead of the Panthers. We'll kick it off with Breeze handing it off to Mark Ingram, who had an absolute day. 1-yard touchdown there. 10-0 at this point, entering the second. Bryce Petty with the handoff to Bilal Powell, who dances his way into the end zone. The Jets hung around in this one. They were pretty inspiring in this game on the road, essentially out of the playoff picture. All right, Saints up by 3. Breeze fires to 1. Alvin Kamara, who gets in. Nice play coming off that concussion. Into the third. Jets situation here on a 1st and 10. And Petty is going to get intercepted here by Robertson, and Robertson continues to take it into Jets territory as we take it to the 4th now. 2nd and goal situation. Saints up at this point. They go up even more after Breeze fires a short pass to Michael Thomas. Big touchdown there. And then a 2nd and 5 situation here late in the 4th quarter. What do? You give it to your guy, Mark Ingram. The hammer takes it into the end zone. Saints go on to win 31-19 over the Jets. The Saints hold position as the air quote NFC South winner. Of course, we still have more games to go, but that's where they are.
Bryce Petty, not great, but I don't really know what we expected from him in that game. But look, a win is a win there for the Saints is what they needed. Drew Brees looked pretty good. The ground game, Mark Ingram had a great day. The Saints will take a 39-19 win every week.
Absolutely. They are 10-4, Jets 5-9. Meanwhile, the Jaguars with a little history today, Tom.
Yeah, we'll take it to Jacksonville. The Jags put down a beatdown on the Texans. In the second, the Jags lead by 7. First and goal. Blake Bortles a short pass to Jada Mickens, who gets in for the score. Mickens had a great game. 14-0 now, Jags. Bortles has time. Let's go to him again. Jaden Mickens, another TD. It's 21-0 out. Texans trying to get something going. Yates throws to a leaping Will Fuller. Nice grab. He gets the first down. Texans moving in the right direction, but Yates will throw. Picked off by the Jaguars. Big play there for Jacksonville. Jags now 1st and 10. Bortles launches one to his favorite target. Let's go back to Jaden Mickens. What a game from the young fella there. A huge game there for Mickens. 30 seconds left now before the half. Bortles with a dart to Keelan Cole, who's in the end zone for another Jaguar touchdown. Takes to the third now. Yates looking, there's a bomb to DeAndre Hopkins, who leaps for it and comes down with it. 3rd and 5 now. Yates to Hopkins again, and a beautiful catch. Touchdown, Texans. They get on the board to avoid the shutout. 2nd and goal, Jags trying to do it there. 1st and 10 out here. Bortles over the middle of the field to Keelan Cole again. Races off for what is a huge gain. Takes it almost into the end zone, taken down about the 2-yard line. That will lead to this. Tommy Bahanan into the end zone for the score. He had a nice game. 38-7 now your score. It's time for Corey Grant's turn, as every Jaguars player who scored had almost zero fantasy impact. Jaguars win 45-7.
That's such an accurate statement in terms of the fantasy implications. Marquise Lee got hurt in this game. Dede Westbrook didn't have that breakout game facing Kareem Jackson in the slot there. But what a game for Jacksonville. 10-4 now, clinching a playoff berth for the first time in a decade, going back to 2007.
Woo, Jaguars. Love it.
Unbelievable.
Bortles looked pretty good. He was actually really good against the Texans. Maybe their defense is just bad right now.
Meanwhile, you know who's really happy about the Texans continuing to lose? Browns fans.
Oh, Browns fans. They need something to be happy about, right?
Mock draft, baby. All right, there you go. Jaguars, big victory today. Let's go out to the Bay Area. Jimmy G time as the Niners took on the Titans. And we will start things off where it didn't start off well for the Titans, as DeForest Buckner drags down Marcus Mariota for the sack. Great year for Buckner. Then in the second quarter, Delanie Walker drops a sure touchdown. Titans have to settle for a field goal there, and they just couldn't catch a break. 49ers on 2nd and 9. Jimmy G with a desperation heave that Marquise Goodwin somehow takes away from Eric Walden. Titans challenge the ruling, but the call stands. Tie goes to the runner, if you will, so Marquise Goodwin gets the reception there. Later on in the drive, Garoppolo rolling to his right. Garoppolo directing traffic like a veteran, fires into the end zone to Garrett Selleck for the touchdown. That's going to be a combination for years to come. Niners up 13-3 at that point. Ensuing drive for the Titans. This is Delanie Walker who catches this one but can't hang on to the ball. Brock Coyle jars it out. And then later on, after a Niner field goal, Delanie Walker makes up for an earlier drop. He takes the reception there for the touchdown. And then on to the fourth quarter, Titans in the red zone. They take the lead on an 8-yard pass from Mariota to Rashard Matthews. And this one had a wild ending as well with a big-time field goal from Ryan Suckup, 50 yards away. But Jimmy G, he had some time on the clock. He fires to George Kittle, 24 yards, over the middle. Next play, Marquise Goodwin, the wide receiver, another first down. That'll set up this. Robbie Gould, one of the better kickers in the NFL that nobody talks about. 45 yards, it's good. It's good. The Niners win 25-23.
We were all totally distracted, and rightfully so, by Patriots Steelers. This game, though, went down to the wire as well. A fantastic finish in that one. The Titans 8-6 lost to the Niners. Jimmy Garoppolo looks incredible. The Niners continue to win with him at the helm. Titans turning the wrong way for their playoff race.
I'm telling you, the Titans look like a fraud team right now, but they are inside the playoff picture as we stand thanks to some head-to-head tiebreakers. So that game was meaningful for playoff implications. This one on Thursday night, Denver and Indianapolis, Tom, not so much.
Yeah, this one was not a great game. Trevor Siemian here drops back to pass, and he's picked off by Kenny Moore. Comes away with his first career INT. He falls down, but he does find a way to get back up. So, they got that going for him, which is nice. This was not a great game, though. Really, for any team involved, it was not a pretty matchup. Jacoby Brissett now will tuck and run, and he will get into the end zone for the score. That puts the Colts up. Trevor Siemian now, this is bad news for him after the interception. He goes down on this play. with a shoulder injury. His season is actually over. Enter Brock Osweiler, right? Denver also misses the short field goal because, well, they're just not going to have their way this year, apparently. All right, so Brock Osweiler now, 3rd and 8. He's going to tuck and run, and the seas have parted, and he scores.
The lobster.
Exactly. He's actually pretty mobile on land as it
stretches out those claws.
And then a nice throw here to Cody Latimer, who does exist, by the way. Reels it in for the score. Denver retakes the lead. Less than 2 minutes later, Osweiler with some nice time in the pocket. Jeff Hireman, who gets past the defender and into the end zone for the score's 8th catch of the year.
Awful tackling.
Incredible there. 2013 now. Broncos go for 2. It's back to Lattimore. He gets down. He also got his butt down there. 2 butt catches this week, apparently.
Boom.
Like we said, a boring game here. It's 25-13, last chance for the Colts. It doesn't work. It falls incomplete. A truly meaningless game. Both these teams out of the playoff race.
Yeah, the only real storyline coming out of this game, Tom, it looks like Vance Joseph saved his job. A couple of inspiring performances for the Broncos against the Jets and the Colts. John Elway handpicked Vance Joseph to be his head coach. He's going to roll with him in 2018.
So we'll see if that is the case. Now, if Denver falls apart, maybe things change, but I think that they're in decent shape as things stand.
All right, Tom. A wild Week 15 means some wild boom segments.
There's some great boom goes dynamite plays here. The best plays from this week in the NFL. We take you back to Thursday. Marvin Jones will sky for this catch after Matthew Stafford escapes the pocket. This was just a jump ball on 3rd and 18. Marvin kind of mistimed the jump, but he kind of hovered, Cam, and ends up pulling it down.
Really a beautiful job by Marvin. Having a great year, by the way.
Yes, he has had a fantastic season. We'll give you this play from Sterling Shepard, which will to you in our Giants-Eagles highlight package. Shepard, Sooner. Yeah, I should do that. Boom. Hey, boom play for a boomer.
It's so fitting.
Nice.
There you go.
Took me a second there. It was a little slow on the draw. Shepard, though, gets into the end zone for the score. Nice play there. This is Ronald Darby, though. Look at this interception. Pulls it away. He continues to break tackles. Ronald Darby just keeps making guys miss here as Darby breaking tackles, making guys miss. I don't know how he did it.
Look, this Eagles secondary is so talented. Ronald Darby, coming from Buffalo, learned a good defensive scheme there in Buffalo, brought it to Philadelphia.
No, great play there by Darby. Some bad tackling. That's why we have offensive guys trying to make tackles, right? All right, this is Eric Kendricks' pick 6. First off, Andy Dalton, what are you doing? Like, who are you throwing that ball to? Kendricks, though, into the end zone, leaps for it, bounces off his defender, too.
A team that has given up. The Bengals.
Look at the way Kendricks bakes Dalton, though. Kind of hidden by the offensive line, cuts back in front of the pass. Great play by the linebacker. The Vikings went on to win this one very easily against a Bengals team that looks like they've kind of quit. Look at this play by Tramon Williams. You mentioned defensive plays. Look how high up he gets for this. This was almost the boom of the year because he almost caught that.
Unbelievable.
This is an incredible defensive play to get so high and deflect that pass. It was almost a perfect touchdown. Vince Williams now, this is his interception. Kind of tips it to himself and brings it down. Looked like the Steelers might have had a real chance to win this game after that play. We showed you the highlights from that one. We'll show it to you again in just a little bit. But great game by Vince Williams there for that interception. Great defensive play. Look at the spin move now from Chris Ivory. He just pressed the circle button and making guys look silly out there.
That doesn't work for me in Madden.
Yeah, that's because you're not good at it.
All right, whatever.
Chris Ivory, that's a big fella at halfback there making those guys miss. Jarvis Landry, I swear, does this like once a month. A really tough catch he makes easy with a one-handed catch.
I feel like it's always 5 or 6 yards, too.
That's where Jarvis Landry operates in the Dolphins offense. He never goes deep downfield, but it works, so who cares?
Heck of a grab.
Here's the Martavis Bryant TD catch, also one-handed. His left arm is kind of tied up with a defender, and he still brings it down one-handed. That's a true one-handed catch there. Never used the other hand. Well done, Martavis Bryant. Well, that play will also be in Bra, and you'll see why in a little bit. Look at this catch, though, by Greg Olsen. The one-handed grab, reels it in, and he does kind of use that left hand as well here. Fantastic play by Greg Olsen, who had a really good game as well. He was very impressive.
No doubt about it.
All right, Aaron Rodgers now under duress, finds Randall Cobb, who also made a one-handed catch, and then he just busts ankles. Beautiful moves there by Randall Cobb. Look at that, one-handed. 2 defenders had him dead to rights, and he made them both miss. That's filthy.
Great cut there by Cobb.
You had to have something here from Todd Gurley. Here was his play of the day, just right up the gut. On 3rd and 20, this is partially Bra as well, by the way.
That can't happen.
Yeah.
That can't, Tom.
Now, at 3rd and 20, come on, guys. This was what looked like it was just an incredible play. This is all Gronk To go that low and reel it into yourself, an incredible catch. Nice move, nice job by Brady moving around the pocket there. But look at Gronk with the catch. Utterly filthy.
Rob Gronkowski, get low, get low, get low,
Nice.
get low.
This is Devontae Booker now. This is his hurdle. It actually doesn't count, folks, and we apologize for that, but it's still going in. That hurdle was filthy. Like, it's a brawl on the lineman for the holding, but look how filthy that hurdle is. That's clean. That is a clean hurdle by
Vertical
Devontae
ability,
Booker.
Tom.
Absolutely beautiful. I wasn't honest sure if this was a boom or a bra.
This can't be real.
This is a real thing. This is from the Cleveland Browns Twitter account. A nice couple got married today at the stadium.
But an empty stadium. Like,
Well,
it looks
it was
depressing.
before the game. I'm happy with them. They got married. Congratulations, Browns fans.
At least they can kind of, lose together, I guess, till death do them part. Sure. Good for them, though.
It goes in boom. I decided because there's plenty of Browns moments in Bruh this week.
Absolutely. And, of course, Brock coming up right now, Tom. All the major head scratchers from the NFL today. Let's roll it.
All right, we start here in Minnesota. Teddy Bridgewater, welcome back, Teddy. Picked off on the very first pass he had. This was not his fault. This was on Jerick McKinnon, though.
You know what?
He's got to catch that.
Good for him for returning to NFL.
He laughed at himself a little bit, too. Like, that's, a little high, but that's got to be caught.
Yeah.
Come on, Jerick. All right, Delaney Walker from Marcus Mariota, wide open, and he drops it. A touchdown right in his hands. Oh, Delaney, what are you doing? Delaney has a touchdown. Oh.
This is why the Titans are frauds, Tom.
All right, Cardinals kicking it off here. Watch the Redskins return unit. No one goes for the ball. There are 4 guys in the area, and they're like, oh, the guy behind me will get it. Right in the arms of Budda Baker. Clearly, they didn't want that ball anyway.
There's some psychology term for this. I forget what it's called. Maybe social facilitation. I forget.
I don't know what it is. I'm not that smart. Melvin Gordon here versus Marcus Peters, and neither player really got that one right.
Yeah. Talk about bad timing there.
Yeah. All right, we'll keep it rolling here to Bryce Petty. Deflects it to himself and then just kind of throws it away. And
you can't do that,
You can't
though,
do that,
right?
Bryce. You can't catch your own pass and then throw it again. I guess it worked well to not get hit.
What exactly is the penalty there? Illegal advancement?
Illegal forward pass. Okay. You can only do it once. Russell Wilson, this is his first fumble, and he just cannot dive on it there. He just kind of dropped this ball. Did not go well there. Just mistakes for Russell Wilson. Not his worst play, though, of the game. 1st and 10, more pressure. Aaron Donald's harassing him, and Wilson just gonna throw it away for no reason, and that's backward. It's a loss of 23.
Wow. What a mistake there by Russell Wilson. But you know what? He was under duress all game long, as expected with Seattle's offensive line the way it's playing.
Yeah, so not a great game for Seattle or Russell Wilson. That was that is one of the bros of the year, I think. Thomas Davis now, bottom of your screen, lights up Devontae Adams, helmet to helmet.
It's a few bucks, Tom, I'm telling you.
It should be a suspension.
It might be.
It should absolutely be a suspension here because a helmet to helmet contact. Not only that, how was he not ejected? NFL discipline makes 0 sense. Clear helmet to helmet contact. He's got to get out of there. So we turn to the Martavis Bryant play, right?
Yep.
The TD catch. This was the celebration. They reenacted the Vontaze Burfict hit. What are you doing, Steelers? Like, what? There is no clear indication of not getting it. Like, you got suspended and you taunt again. Like, come on, Steelers.
Makes me happier that they lost.
Get it together, guys. This is Adrian Phillips' wife who jumped down from the stands when her husband got hurt and got escorted off the field.
Wow.
She'd have some medical background. I get it. Like, you see your husband get hurt and you want to get down there, but you got to return. Browns fans, you tried this week. You tried real hard. This was the first here. Best takedown Cleveland's seen all year.
Oh, my God. What is happening?
Oh, Browns fans. They're trying to imitate Bills Mafia now. Table break and a clean miss. That is not how you do it, Browns
fans. You got to go to Orchard Park first, Tom, and learn it.
Well, let's go then to Orchard Park. The Bills now. This is a proper choke slam.
There you go.
Look at that one. There we go. That's how you do it. There, we'll show it to you again. Bills Mafia. They were, last home game of the year, they were on point this week. This is a Dolphins fan who gets hit. Good table break there. Good contact there. Plenty of extra padding. Ooh. This is my favorite part for Bills Mafia now, part 3. Look at this. Look at that. Oh, that's pristine right there,
Ow.
folks. You can't draw that over there. Like, get those two on WWE. That is perfect acting right there. From the bus now. Oh, it came up short. We'll show it to you again. This is the Bills, the bus jump. Not good.
Wow.
Didn't have good footwork, didn't have good grip. This was worse, though. He goes too far, and my man is down for the count. He ends up moving a little bit after here, but I think he knocks himself out.
Pouring alcohol.
They're pouring beer on him. Guys, don't do this at home, but if you do, send it to us a little far there on the table break jump. All right, the peak one, though. Maybe peak Bills Mafia all year. Table break, didn't break the table. He's also on fire. So what does he do? He gets up. You are on snow and ice, sir. Stop, drop, and roll. What are you doing?
It's like Harry from Home Alone.
There is snow everywhere, and you're trying to take off your jersey. What are you doing, my friend? This, ladies and gentlemen, is peak Bills Mafia. I don't think we're ever going to find a Bills Mafia moment better than the dude who sets himself on fire and doesn't roll around in the snow.
You know what I would have done? I would have taken a raw piece of meat and put it over his head and started cooking it.
That is the Bills Mafia mentality.
Talking about a portable tailgate, huh?
What are you doing out there?
Yeah,
Like, stop, drop, and roll like you're supposed to.
Quite a weekend it was in the
Yes,
NFL, ladies and gentlemen. Had games yesterday, had games today. That Pittsburgh versus New England game. We are going to remember that for a long, long time, Tom. Mainly thanks to our sponsor, one more time, to Game Time. Get up to 60% off those last-minute tickets for sports events, concerts, theater events, and so much more. Chatsports.com/tickets is the website. If you want to see some fantastic finishes like that game in Pittsburgh, use that app, Game Time.
Yeah, and it's a fantastic app. The reviews really speak for themselves.
They do.
Fantastic reviews. 5 stars on the iOS and the Play Store. It's chatsports.com/tickets to get it today. It's the best sports app you need outside of course, the Chat Sports app.
There you go. So Game Time, Chat Sports, right there on your phone, and you're sitting pretty there on your mobile device. All right, many thanks to Game Time for sponsoring the show here on NFL Daily. If you missed any of the highlights, don't you worry. Keep it right here on this video. We're going to loop the show, and you'll get to see Patriots and Steelers. Also a wild game, 49ers and Titans as well, Tom.
Ooh, you can watch the Seahawks not show up.
Oh, yeah, that too. So, yeah, stay tuned right here on Chat Sports Facebook Live. For Tom Downey, I am Cam Rogers. We'll see you next time.